If you're running your own recruiting agency, staffing company, or just managing hiring inside a growing business, you probably run into this exact problem. As hiring grows, candidates end up in one place, interviews live somewhere else, and notes are scattered across different tools. And what happens is that eventually no one has a clear picture of what's going on across your recruiting process. And that right there doesn't only hurt your team's efficiency, but it also can have a financial impact. And that's exactly why I built this recruiting operations system. When I started building this platform, my goal wasn't to create just another ATS, because let's be real here, there's already plenty of ATS platforms in the market. But what I wanted to build was an operational layer behind recruiting, a system that can help growing businesses organize hiring, improve visibility, and create structure around the recruiting process as they scale. And most importantly, to customize the system to how your team operates and adapt to the business structure. Because the reality is that most hiring problems aren't caused by the lack of tools, but they're caused by the lack of visibility, organization, and processes. And this is where this recruiting operations system comes in. So today we're going to be looking at module 1 of the operations recruiting system, which is the operations workspace. This is where recruiters manage their day-to-day operations, managers can gain visibility into the recruiting activity, and business owners get a real view of the hiring performance. This module is built in 3 main areas. The overview, which organizes work. We have the dashboard, which creates visibility. And we also have my work, which drives the execution for your recruiting team. And together, they become the operational command center for recruiting. And the interesting part here is that this is only the first module. Later in this series, we're going to be covering the candidates, applications, requisitions, interviews, placements, of course, automations, client workflows, and reporting. But for now, let's go ahead and jump right into the first module, which is the operations workspace. Hi everyone, and welcome to the first video in this series. My name is Will with Local Systems. I help growing businesses build internal tools, portals, and automation workflows. Now, this recruiting operations system is designed for businesses that have outgrown spreadsheets and disconnected processes, but don't necessarily need the complexity of a large enterprise recruiting platform. So let's start with the overview page. Okay, so one of the first problems that I wanted to solve was organization. Because as hiring grows, people stop knowing where work lives. And recruiters need candidates, managers need interview visibility, and business owners want hiring updates. And everyone starts jumping between screens trying to find the information. So when I designed this overview page, the goal for me was simple. I wanted people to easily understand where the recruiting activity lives. Candidates, applications, requisitions, and interviews. This handles the recruiting execution. Now we have clients, offers, and placements, which handle the hiring outcome. And right down below, I added quick actions. So these are forms where your recruiters can come in and create candidates, applications, interviews, and offers. Because your recruiters shouldn't have to click through multiple pages just to keep work moving. But in this screen, they can do everything directly from here. And the benefit here is really simple. There's less searching, less confusion, and it has a clear starting point for everyone involved in your recruiting process. And once that the work is organized, the next challenge becomes visibility. And that's where this dashboard comes in. Okay, so real quick, let me show you how this buttons actually work. So for quick actions, there's are actually forms. So if you click on new client, the recruiter can just get to the form from this overview page. And as the operations, they basically just jump into any of these pages like clients, requisitions, candidates. So to show you, let's go ahead and jump into the dashboard. So the idea with this dashboard is to answer one simple question. What's happening across recruiting right now? Because recruiters usually understand their own workload because obviously they're working on it. But managers and business owners need a high level of visibility. So that's why we have this first section, which is the pipeline health. In here, we have open requisitions, which show the hiring demand. Next to it, we have candidates in process, which show the pipeline volume. Next, you have interviews in progress, which show recruiting activity. And finally, we have offer spending, which show the late stage opportunities. So instead of asking recruiters for updates, managers can quickly look at this and understand the health of the recruiting pipeline. Right below, we have the revenue and placements because recruiting activity is important, but the outcome matters too. So we have revenue this month, which shows business performance. And next to it, we have placements, which shows the completed hiring activity. And for recruiting agencies and staffing firms, this right here helps a lot because it connects recruiting efforts directly to the business growth. Next, we move into the applications and the pipeline activity. So as your hiring grows, candidate movement becomes harder to track. So the reason I included this section is because teams need a quick visual view of where each candidate sits in the process. And that's what you see here with this Kanban view. You also have some metrics for applications this month, interview schedules, offer extended, and placements. The Kanban view has every stage where the application goes through, so from apply, submitted to client, screening, interview, offer, hire, rejected, and withdrawn. Now you can click on this card and it opens the record. And now you can see the record here and you have some information like the applicant overview and application details. So with this right here, everything becomes visible in one single location. So recruiters understand the progression and managers can identify bottlenecks in the process. Now, interview scheduling often becomes fragmented across calendars, emails, and messages. And so this section centralizes the interview activity. So recruiters and managers can see upcoming interviews and scheduling activity from just one place. Now, as we move down, we have the pipeline activity. So for this one, we're showing new applications within the last 7 days. So these are new applications that are coming in. So we can open this record. Then it shows the applicant overview and application details. So you can read this. You can see the candidate, the requisition, status, client, right? And we also have an application details. So it gives you the last status change, when this person applied, and the source. You can also have some notes at the bottom. And as we scroll down, we have recent placements. And this section right here shows the outcomes. It helps teams understand the recruiting production, completed hiring activity, and the hiring success without digging through any reports. So if we click on this record, then it shows you information of the placement. So it gives you the requisition, the client, the candidate, the placement status, whether they're still active, employment type, and also the financials, right? So it gives you the salary, how much is the fee, and the placement revenue. And finally, we have active requisitions. So this shows how many requisitions are active, and management can come in here and see, okay, this requisition is still active, what's going on, is being active for this long. And also we can apply some metrics here to also show, hey, this requisition has been open this long, and so what's going on. So overall, this dashboard helps everyone understand what's happening. It gives them the big picture. But recruiters still need somewhere to execute, right? And that's where my work comes in. So as your hiring grows, work starts spreading across notes, messages, calendars, tasks, emails, and the spreadsheets. And eventually people stop working from processes and start working from their own memory. And that's usually when things start falling through the cracks. So when I designed my work, I wanted recruiters to have one place that answers a simple question. What do I need to do today? The first metric in the pipeline health is active requisitions. So this shows the hiring demand. Next, we have tasks that are due today, which show immediate priorities for the recruiter. We also have my interviews today. So this shows them the scheduled activity that they need to focus on that day. And finally, we have the candidates in process, which show the workload and ownership. Now, with these metrics, it only takes a few seconds for your recruiting team to understand exactly what needs attention. Next, as we scroll down, we have tasks. Now, this section solves follow-up management because recruiting breaks down very quickly when tasks live inside someone's head. Calls can get missed, candidates updates get delayed, client communication slows down. So this section right here centralizes reminders, follow-ups, overdue work, and priorities in just one place. Then we also have a form where your recruiter can just come here and create a new task for themselves. Then we move down into upcoming interviews. So instead of managing interview activities across calendars and messages, recruiters can now manage interviews, feedback, offer, and follow-ups from a single workspace. So right here, we have a few metrics. So we have today's interviews or interviews that have happening and are pending feedback. That's what this metric shows. We have offers that have been sent out and you're still waiting. And we also have candidate follow-up. So a candidate may just be stale. So this remembers that, hey, there's a candidate that I haven't reached out to. It's time to follow up with them. We also have a button to schedule a new interview. If your recruiter needs to schedule an interview, they can do it right from this page. And when they schedule the interview, all your interviews will end up here. They can change this view to day. They can change it back to the month or week. And then if there's any records, they will show on the right panel right here. And as we scroll down, we have active applications. And the reason that I include this section is because recruiters need visibility into candidate progression. So they need to understand where candidates sit in the process and what needs to happen next. And it also helps managers gain visibility. And recruiters maintain ownership by just seeing this Kanban view. So if we look at this active applications Kanban view, so this is just going to show that active applications for the person logged into the platform. So for example, I have this application because it's been assigned to me. So all the applications that your recruiters are going to see in this Kanban view are applications that have been assigned to them. And they can have the option to move it between the Kanban view. So let's say it moves stage. They can move it from apply to submit it to client. Later on, we can also create an automation that when it gets moved to submit to client, it can automatically trigger an automation and send details to that client. Maybe you can send the resume, contact, experience, so they can review it and then say, yes, we want to move with this and interview this candidate, or we reject it. So you can do that here. You can also click into the record and then it will show you details on the applicant. So it's going to show you the applicant overview. Then you're going to have statuses here, which you can also change, screening, interview. As we move down, you have the offer information. Whenever they get the client says, hey, we want this person, and then you can submit an offer from here. So you can say offer extended. For this, obviously, we can also create automations when the status gets changed. They can send an offer to the candidate. So let's go back to my work. And that's it. And that's all for the active application. As we move down, we have active requisitions. So this right here keeps hiring demand visible to recruiters. So they always know which position required attention. So for example, we only have one here that's open and it's been assigned to the recruiter logged into the platform. So they can hit open and it will show them the whole record of that requisition. So they can click on total candidates. It show them how many candidates have applied to this position. They have had interviews, so it shows who's interviewing for this position, if there's any offers, and finally if there's any placements. We also have a button so you can submit a candidate if you need to, right? This will open up a form to submit a candidate. So basically to submit an application for a candidate. And if we click this little dot, you can schedule an interview from here too. It will open up the form to schedule an interview. Now, if we go scroll, now we also have a Kanban view here so they can see where different applications are in the process, and you can also grab this, move it, right, from different stages. And right down below, we have the requisitions details. So this shows the details about the requisition. So the job title, client, who is the owner of this requisition, which is usually the person logged in, status, priority, and the number of openings. Right down below, we have the position details. So it shows the location, compensation, department, the seniority level that they're requiring, work arrangement, employment type, a hiring manager contact, and the target field date that this requisition is supposed to be filled by. Down below, we have the description of the opening and the requirements. So you can put this in here whenever you're filling out the form of the requisition, which we're going to go in on a separate video because that's its own module. And finally, you have internal notes. Let's go back to my work. Now let's go to active placement. So what this chart shows is active placements that are currently working for a client. So as you see, this placement status is active and the client is low-code systems. There's the requisition, basically the position, and the candidate. So this just shows if your recruiter places a candidate with a client, then that's what they have here. So they know how many they have active and maybe follow up for performance, the client, just keep the relationship. And within the active placements, they can go ahead and click the record and it open up the active placement. They can see information from the placement overview. what requisition, the client, candidate, the placement and status. And it also has the financials. So it shows, okay, this placement is generated this placement revenue because it has the placement fee. And right down below, we have active candidates. So this shows candidates that are either placed working for a client or are active. So let's say the recruiter, if they have a position that comes in, they can reach out to some of these candidates to see if they're the good fit to work for that role with that client. So that's what this shows. And of course, you can go ahead and click here the record, and it shows active applications, interviews. You can click on this records. It will show you if there are any active apps. It will show you within here. And the same thing for interviews, offers, placements that had happened. You see this person was placed, so there's one placement here, so she's hired. And we have the candidate overview, we have the candidate profile, resumes, notes, and there's also if this candidate is going through the process of applying for a position with a client, that will pop up within here. Go back to my work, and we finally have offers pending. So let's say a candidate has gone through the process with a client, they get an offer, and it's going to appear within this table, which are pending offers. This way your recruiter can just say, hey, this candidate has an insert. I haven't heard back from this candidate. Let me reach out. So that's what this table helps your recruiter see and get done. Now, this was quite a lot. And one thing that I forgot to go over is these buttons at the top. So these are hot buttons that your recruiter has option to. So add a client, they can click in here, add a client. They can create an application. So to create an application, they have the candidate, the requisition, and the status is set to apply. They have the apply date, and all these defaults. Of course, the owner recruiter is the person filling out this application. You can add notes. Now, this submit to a client, it's an automation. So for this, and I'm gonna show you in a later video, whenever you have the application, the client contact, you can attach the resume and submission notes. It will send out an email to the client with those details, and they can reply back and decide whether they want to proceed to interview that candidate. And we also have create offer. So this one right now is just a form. It doesn't have an automation, but later on we can create an automation for create an offer, where as soon as the offer gets created, the application gets attached. You can include the compensation, bonus, equity, start date, and notes can automatically shoot an email to the client, to the candidate, and they can just see it, read over it, accept it, or decline it. So those are automations for future videos, and there's a lot of opportunity for automation within just this section alone. So like I said, later in the series, all this becomes candidate submissions, approval workflows, client portals, automations, notifications, and status movement. And this is where the platform starts evolving beyond a traditional ATS and into a complete recruiting operations system. At the end of the day, this first module isn't really about recruiting, so it's more about helping growing businesses stay organized as hiring becomes more complex. The overview organizes the work, the dashboard creates visibility for everyone, and my work drives the execution for your recruiting team. And together they become the operation workspace inside the recruiting operations system. And this is only module 1. In the next modules, we'll go deeper into candidates, applications, requisitions, interviews, clients, placements, automations, and reporting. So if you want to see how the rest of the system comes together, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, give it a like if you like this video. And if you need this implemented or anything like this done or automations, go ahead and book your free 30-minute consultation at localsystems.com. The link is in the description below. And that's it for this video. My name is Will with Local Systems. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you so much for the support. I'll see you on the next one.